Russian steps in to protect Venezuela's ships as U.S. chases oil tanker in the Atlantic. Russian flag painted to evade the American hunt amid oil war. Mysterious tanker on the run, mega American hunt underway. An oil tanker in the Atlantic Ocean is on the run. The aging and rusted ship, sanctioned by the U.S., has been resisting seizure ever since it attempted to enter Venezuelan waters on December 21st to pick up oil. U.S. forces moved to intercept, but the vessel refused to submit to American seizure orders. Now, the tanker suddenly made a U-turn towards the Atlantic. CNN, citing a U.S. official, reports that the crew aboard the ship has painted an image of a Russian flag on the ship's hull. American officials said it was to evade seizure by U.S. forces. The U.S. Coast Guard spotted the insignia on the aging and rusted oil ship. The U.S. Coast Guard has been trailing the tanker from about a half-mile behind as it sails in the open Atlantic Ocean, away from Venezuela. The ship made a U-turn in the Caribbean Sea after the U.S. Coast Guard attempted to interdict it on its way into Venezuela to pick up oil. It has been fleeing ever since. U.S. officials said Bella 1 was flying under the flag of Guyana. Its current registration is listed as not known on the shipping database Equisys. And by claiming Russian status, the legalities of seizing the vessel could become more complicated. U.S. forces are now waiting for a seizure order from the White House, as it requires a maritime special response team with experience in boarding vessels that do not submit to seize control of them. This is not the first seizure or an attempt. Earlier, U.S. forces seized 2 oil tankers off Venezuela. On December 10th, another tanker, Skipper, sanctioned by the U.S., was seized off Venezuela's coast. On December 20th, U.S. forces hijacked a second oil tanker near Venezuela. Both are accused of fueling Maduro's economy. The pursuit stems from U.S. President Donald Trump's order of a blockade on sanctioned Venezuelan oil tankers. The Trump team believes that squeezing Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro's main economic lifeline is the best path to potentially ousting the authoritarian leader. On Wednesday, the U.S. Treasury Department sanctioned 4 more oil companies and designated 4 oil tankers as blocked property. The tankers, 2 flying Hong Kong flags and 2 flying Guinea and Panama flags, were financing the Maduro regime. Caracas is now firing back. Venezuela's Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez accused the U.S. of imperial threats.
We stood our ground against them with unwavering determination. We have not succumbed to the temptations of imperialism.
His acts of provocation, we haven't fallen for any of it.
Doing what we have to do, preparing ourselves every day. I'm very pleased with the cohesion of the Bolivarian National Armed Forces. We're doing things we never did before, Duran.
The scientific and technological point of view, and perhaps you may not see this, but there is a large team of scientists improving our high-tech equipment for aerial, terrestrial, and air defense.
There are already 400 aircraft, 430 aircraft since the year 1000, since 2012, when the law for the comprehensive defense of Venezuelan airspace was implemented, enacted, and sanctioned. We have left 430 aircraft at that location.
In a further push to corner Maduro, the U.S. has intensified its buildup. It has deployed more fighter jets, drones, and military ground vehicles in Puerto Rico. U.S. Southern Command said around 15,000 personnel are operating in the area. Other than 15,000 personnel, a squadron of advanced U.S. Marine Corps F-35B Lightning jets has also been deployed.
Venezuela strikes back in the skies, and President Nicolás Maduro is calling it a world record. Speaking at a high-profile event in Aragua, Maduro praised Venezuelan defense forces for shooting down 9 aircraft he says were linked to international drug trafficking networks. The president claimed 9 foreign aircraft were eliminated in just 24 hours. He said the interceptions took place along Venezuela's borders with Colombia and Brazil. Maduro described the operation as historic, a major victory, he said, in the defense of national territory. According to Maduro, Bolivarian military aviation acted swiftly and decisively. He credited the Bolivarian National Armed Force for remaining vigilant.
In 24 hours, the Bolivarian military aviation shot down and eliminated 9 foreign drug trafficking vessels, aircraft on the border with Colombia and the border with Brazil. 9, a world record, only Venezuela.
Who was the one responsible for this? It was the Bolivarian National Armed Forces, ever watchful with a stern and resolute expression.
So, Venezuela is exceptionally well cared for and thoroughly protected by its Bolivarian National Armed Forces and by the most powerful force that Venezuela possesses. The women who are empowered, constantly mobilized, and actively engaged every single hour of every day without exception.
The militia woman. Where are all of these brave militia women?
The woman who belongs to the militia.
Maduro used the moment to project strength. He insisted the country is fully protected by its armed forces. The president then turned his fire outward, accusing the U.S. media of imposing censorship on Venezuela. Maduro urged supporters to break what he called a media veto and to share what he described as the truth about the country. He dismissed international reporting as lies, saying Venezuela's reality is deliberately distorted.
From the United States and originating from within the United States itself, they are actively transmitting false news and waging a relentless war against a truly noble and sovereign country, a nation like Venezuela. Absolutely everything that they are saying, every single word, is a complete and utter lie.
So all of you on social media, women in Spanish, in English, in Wayu, you can break the veto and the censorship that is currently being imposed on you in the communication media of the United States regarding the truth about Venezuela.
But the official military account tells a slightly different story. The armed forces later reported that 8 aircraft were disabled. The operation took place in the Alto Orinoco municipality, a remote border region near Brazil, often linked to trafficking routes. Authorities say the airspace crackdown is intensifying. So far this year, 39 aircraft have been disabled across Venezuela.